Welcome back to Will at Work. I am Kevin. Last I checked. Anyway, today we're looking at the Super Nintendo Entertainment System Classic Edition from Nintendo. It's interesting that they, just call it Classic Edition and they didn't name it like a Mini or a Micro or any of those other things. They're just like, this is a Super Nintendo system. It's just the Classic Edition of it. It's like, okay, can't really take cartridges, but what are you going to do? This is the follow-up that Nintendo had this weird strategy. It's a very weird business decision. They created the NES Classic, let's call it that, and that sold really well. They also created a Famicom Classic for Japan. Believe that also sold well. But they sold only, they only created so many. I guess they figured that it wouldn't sell that many for some reason. So there was a lot of people saying, hey, we want one, blah, blah, blah. So Nintendo, I guess, made more. It had a second shipment, whatever it was. Those, I think, also sold out. And that was it. Nintendo was like, we're done with that. We're not going to do that anymore. It's just crazy Nintendo, right? So then they did Super Nintendo. And there's probably a Super Famicom as well that I'm not quite aware of, but I'm sure there is. This is just, a follow-up classic system. They put a whole bunch of good games on this, and it's a pretty nice little kit here. It says here, never released. It comes with Star Fox 2, Super Mario World, Donkey Kong Country, F-Zero, Super Mario Kart, Legend of Zelda, Link to the Past, and more. And if we look on the back here, we've got Super Mario Kart, Star Fox. Some of these small ones are hard to see. Earthbound, Final Fantasy III, Super Metroid, Secret of Mana, Mega Man, Punch-Out, etc. And we have a long list of titles here. But I think what we'll do is we'll go ahead and connect it. I've never used it at this point, and we'll see. Now, some of these systems, I'll say really quick though, they can be flashed sometimes. So like the C64 Mini, for instance, got flashed, got a bunch more games. The Capcom one that I had, it connected online, downloaded an additional 10 games to the system than the ones that it came with, etc. Some of these, they can be upgraded, so to speak, without having to hack into them. But I do know that there is some aftermarket hacking going on. Although I tell you, I don't really understand it with these mini systems. Like somebody hacked, like say the PlayStation Mini, etc., so it could play other PlayStation games or play all the PlayStation games that they wanted to. Just buy like a modded PlayStation and get an HDMI converter and play those games. You know what I mean? Like I don't see what you would want to hack an emulator when you can emulate. You could just get a Raspberry Pi and So I mean, it's like, I feel like if you're going to put forth all that effort to hack it out, just there's easier ways to do it. These are sort of standalone little systems. It's more of an ease of use kind of thing. It's like, you can do a lot more on we've looked at many clone systems that you can do a lot more on that come preloaded with things. But this is just sort of an official unit that you just set up, turn it on, and play. Save your time. Save some money. I don't know. Anyway, whatever. So let's go ahead and open it up really quick. Let me zoom out a touch. We'll just see what's in the box. I do apologize if you're new to watching the series. My carpet started out pretty clean, but we've gone over 220 consoles at this point. And it's taken a bit of a beating from all of the old consoles being opened. One day I'm going to actually replace all the carpet in my house when my dog eventually moves on to greener pastures. But while I have him, it's sort of a waste of energy and money to try and change it out. So let me back this camera up a little bit here. Okay. So we got a little manual thing I won't even look at. It is nice they gave 2 controllers on this one. I think on the Classic, at least the original Classic that I got, maybe there was one that came with 2. So we got a power button here, and a reset. Push up to reset. Controller ports don't do anything. You have HDMI out, powers via USB. So the controllers are obviously wireless, which is nice to see. I forget how much this costs. Maybe like $100, something like that. Can't quite remember. So we'll just hook up one controller, and I'm not even going to take it out of the plastic. Although, no, it is wired. It is wired. So where did oh, these pop up. Pop off. Well, not as nice as I thought, but then again, why not? All right. So, got a pretty good representation of the Super Nintendo controller here. These buttons are a little bit mushy, but it's okay. D-pad feels alright. Nothing feels micro switch though. Definitely no clickiness to it. But, you know, beggars can't be choosers, right? So, I don't need the rest of this stuff. I'm going to go ahead and connect it to my existing USB and HDMI cable, and we'll switch over to the video side, and let's see what we got. Here we go. Okay, here we are at the Super Nintendo Entertainment System Classic. I'm going to do it in English. So we've got Contra, Donkey Kong Country, Earthbound. What does that say? I can't read that. F-Zero. Sorry, everybody. It says it right there in white. I was looking at the box. So I apologize. Final Fantasy III, Kirby, Superstar, 8 games in 1. Kirby's Dream Course, Mega Man X, Secret of Mana, Star Fox, Star Fox 2. It's kind of nice that they gave you an unreleased game. I don't know if it's good or not. Get the Street Fighter 2 Turbo. It's interesting. Castlevania 4. It's Super Castlevania, I think. Super Ghouls and Ghosts. Super Mario Kart. Super Mario RPG, Legend of the Seven Stars. Super Mario World. Super Metroid. Super Punch-Out. Link to the Past. Yoshi's Island. So it's a pretty great selection of titles. It's not a ton of titles, like, say, the TurboGrafx one we looked at that had like 65 or something titles in it. But they certainly gave you a lot of winners here. Now let's look up at the settings really quick here and see what we got. We got 4:3. Can make it more like an original monitor or pixel perfect. We'll keep a little bit of the fogginess there. We can add some frame. We'll keep it black. Legal notices and manuals. Okay, so no internet connectivity. And other than the USB port on the back, I don't know if there is a way to flash it or not. And I don't know if Nintendo offers that kind of thing. So let's play something that we can kind of see how it plays. Probably Street Fighter would be the best choice, because at least we're all familiar with it. And get a kind of an idea of the button mashing here. Capcom. Turbo. I remember when Street Fighter 2 had first come out on these systems, it seemed like every other month they were releasing different versions, either on the Genesis or the Super Nintendo. Street Fighter 2 Turbo Plus, Ultra, Jet. I don't know, man. There was all kinds of them. It was a great game, though. I mean, for being the first one that really had sort of a competitive fighting thing going on. Street Fighter 2 was a big deal. Oh, let's see. Who should we play? Balrog. Oh, you can play the bad guys. That's interesting. Let's play Dawson. Oh, I get to fight against myself. The gray version of me.
I'm just trying to see if I can cut some moves here. My dog's having a nightmare. Oh! No! Will the Halcyon win? Okay, well that played alright. Let's see if I can get back to the main menu. If I push both buttons together or something. Pause it. No, there's a reset though. Let's go ahead and hit that. Ah, and that just took us right back. Very nice. Very nice. Let's take a look at Castlevania. Never got into Castlevania. And I don't mean that in a bad way. Like, I just never played them. Like, I didn't have a NES when the NES was popular. I didn't have a Super NES when the Super NES was popular. There was one for, couple Sega systems, I think, but it was mostly a Nintendo property, if I recall. And yeah, I just never got into it. Can't get into everything, man. You can't play it all. Somebody out there played it for me. If I did play one, I probably played it. Oh, jeez. I probably played it on, well, yeah, I did play one on the N64. It was a bad one on the N64. I mean, somebody probably liked it, but I think the camera controls were shit. I'm in it now. Really is kind of like an evolution of Ghouls and Ghosts, isn't it? Like, Ghouls and Ghosts was kind of like the first thing in the arcade like this. And then, this sort of evolved into a more advanced game or whatever. Alright, well, that was not good of me, but it plays okay, even though I suck. And Super Ghouls and Ghosts, speak of the devil. Alright, let's look at that. I was always rubbish at this, too. Used to play Russian Attack a lot. It's a little bit better at that than this. But boy, there's people that really like Ghouls and Ghosts, man. People out there are just all about this game. Alright, that was a little weird. Is that his daughter, I hope? She seemed a little young for him. What the hell's going on? It's a kind of crazy story. 1991. I was graduating high school. Alright, can we just skip all this? Can we just get to the game? I'm sorry. I know everybody likes all that, but I don't. My problem with these games was always like if you never like progressed, if you just stayed in the middle of the screen, like I know there's a time limit, but like the monsters would just keep coming. Like you could not get ahead. And I always found that to be a little, I don't know, irritating. It's a little slow. I mean, is the real game like this? Seems a little pokey, don't it? I mean, it might be. What the hell? Oh my god. Alright. Alright. So that's basically enough. Super Nintendo works good. Controls work good. You know, if you enjoyed the classic system, you can probably find one of these out there overpriced, but for sale still. You know, plays a lot of classic games. It's a decent little system. I don't know. I got no complaints for it. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next video.